God, it's better not to like talk in language. It's better to let the feeling, which is invisible thing, which has no body, take a body like a wave with the melody, like a bulbul, like a singing bird, you know. That's how like what do? They don't sit on a tree, branch of a tree, like say, oh, there are audience, or like this bird came, that human is there, let me sing now and start singing. They are singing, and then suddenly they are sitting somewhere, that suddenly some breeze comes, some feeling comes to them, and they go start singing, you know. As much natural as it is, so it feels like unity with everything, and with the invisible hidden world, also the material world. Tambur is like coming out of a specific branch of Sufis they call Yoresan or Ahl. So it's their instrument to sing along the holy words that are remain from their saints, and then the culture of Tambur is preserved better with its own people, because they still live how they were living. They still keep their traditions, and like traditional clothes, traditional way of cooking, traditional way of making houses, traditional way of living. The Kurdish people are awesome. Like when they are doing a wedding ceremony, like they make every single one, like 120 years old people in the village, they are dancing, they are jumping, flying, because it's purity of human, you know. They bring their music from the soul part, and then they make it out like it's divine. It's like the divine wine, you know, as we say. When you are going down and hitting the strings of tambur, it means that you are saying something about the material world. You're going up and saying things, it means that you are saying something about like the other level of consciousness. So before tambur I was playing, I was always like dreaming about becoming a singer and like playing electric guitar, like having metal music in my head, but like starting from childhood, like from the buskers, from the gypsy people, from like here and there, from the Sufi circles that I went with my uncle. So I've heard tambur, and I've heard another instrument which is kind of relative of tambur, which is called dutar. Yeah, tambur has like every kind of hidden things. When you're communicating with the hidden word communicates back to you. So all kinds of magic happened for me while following tambur. Many kind of synchronicities, interesting synchronicities, unbelievable. Yeah, it changed my life actually.
My first instrument was actually that one there. I was in elementary school, in English school in Calgary, Alberta, and I was 5 years old, going on 6, and in school we had pianos and all these instruments that I could learn, and one day the vice principal was on a field trip with us to the Glenbow Museum, and in the Glenbow Museum was a Japanese arts and crafts sort of exhibit moving through. So the window of the lobby displayed this instrument, the Japanese koto. That's the Chinese chung, and this is the Japanese koto. So this instrument was sitting on display just as you walked into the lobby. And I remember being fixated, and I sat down. I just sat down, and I was in awe all the kids went into the Glenbow, and the teachers just let me sit there for a while because I was just in a trance. So when we immigrated, I was 4 going on 5 from Vietnam. There was a bit of culture shock at first. But for some reason, I've always been very drawn to Asian heritage and the beauty of the art and the culture, the spiritual practices, the religion, the history. I felt that it constantly haunted me. Even though I was in a new Western world with new value systems and everything was new and I was expected to assimilate and become quite westernized, what happened was I was adaptable. And so I looked to the East to remind me of the beauty and the grace, and I brought it forward into a contemporary form as a Western raised individual, as a child being raised in Calgary. So in Vancouver, I recognized the deep Indigenous culture as well. And it influences everything. So the way we interact is very much guided by the original energy of this land. I feel guided by the original energy of this land. I have to be, because if I forget that or if I lose touch of that, all of this will fall apart. All of this will be meaningless if we don't recognize the deep, ancient vibration that still is here, still is strong, still guiding, still illuminating, still wisdom, breathing through the trees into our breath.